There's some of the firemen and deckhands there. The small harbour craft, they were in the Union, the tugs, the line boats. All the Melbourne Cup winners who came from New Zealand used to come across on either the Wanganella, which was an Australian ship, and the Monowai, because I grew up in Balmain, and Balmain had all of the dockyards, Mortstock and Piermont, and it's the reason so many seafarers and wharfies, of course, and painters and dockers came from Balmain. The harbour was the workplace. It was the seafaring industry, the maritime industry, that pioneered transport in Australia. You went to see the world, and when you saw it, my first visit was to Durban, and when you saw how black people were treated and the inequality of man, it hardened my life anyhow, and I think it hardens everybody else. South Africa was basically a racist country, and that racism continued and grew into apartheid. And we continually had, across the front page of our journal, was Free Nelson Mandela. So we organised a meeting and decided to, in London, and from that meeting we decided to embark upon Maritime Unions Against Apartheid. Wally Pritchard was a great part of the organisation of Maritime Unions Against Apartheid. And Nelson Mandela was freed, and we had a discussion for half an hour with the other delegates. Mandela said at Robben, he told me this just in the personal thing, that at Robben Island that you have no idea how much the sanctions and actions over the periods of time boosted the prisoners on Robben Island. It was a chance photo, and it was taken by one of the persons who said we had extensions to get them into the meeting to observe it, and he took that photo, and it was sent to me 6 months later, and it was a black and white photo, and it was the best photo I've ever had taken. I'm proud about the security that the retirement fund gave to families, and I've heard families expressing this. And when a seaman and his wife went in the foyer of the Maritime Union after we'd come from a retirement fund meeting, and a seaman and his wife said, "Thank you for giving us retirement, a secure, safe and happy retirement." And I said, "Don't thank me, thank your husband who's there." He was one of the ones. The ship owners could have looked at me for all time and said, "There he is, belt shit out of him." But they looked at all of those seamen who were with us, all of those seamen who not only understood the campaigns and the things we did, but supported them. The restructuring of the industry, the 1988 and 1990, where we introduced to get the older blokes out and get them out with dignity. I think the union school that we had down at St George's Basin was the primary thing in which perhaps I did have a pretty fair bit to do with it. The union supplied the tucker and just like it was just like ships. And we supplied the education. And they supplied the questions. Chile, Greece. I'm very happy about the role that seamen, firemen and deckhands, Donny Anderson, John Benson, and too numerous to mention, the role that they played in changing countries, in shaping a better life or freedom for many of those people.